us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good after morning. Depends on where you're at, where you're living at, I guess. Um, but yes, good morning, good afternoon. I hope you're having a good day. It's Monday. The holiday weekend is over. We got through it. Another sober holiday in the book. The books. Is it just one book or is it books? When we put something in them like that. I don't know. Probably that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Right. But yeah. Today we're gonna read out of a Day at a Time. The daily reflection was a continuation of yesterday. I didn't notice that. I wouldn't have covered the whole thing in one sitting. Well, you just log in under all sorts of things, don't you, Neil? I hope Amber shows up though. We love the wizard thing. We use it all the time. Like a wizard is never late. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Precisely when they mean to. Was it you that played with live, or was it? I think I might be getting. See, I wore my Ed Qualcheck shirt today. So, we were talking about live yesterday or the day before. One of those days. I don't know. One of those lost and lonely days. Throw little eagles in there. Oh, I don't know if you caught the video where it's David Grohl singing "Hello" by Lionel Richie that I showed, but yeah, they cut that video immediately. That didn't take long. I knew it was going to. I was fucking around. It was one of those ones where I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. I'm surprised that YouTube has been like, hello, Dion. I don't even know how to avoid that. Do I just put on there, I do not own the rights to this music or something? I don't know. Maybe I should start following the rules when it comes to that. It's fun to break rules every now and again, though, right? So, all right, here's my amends to David Grohl for using your video. I'm sorry, dude. There, amends over. Good afternoon, Michelle. Afternoon for you. All right. Today we're going to be talking about rigorous honesty. We're going to be utilizing a day at a time. We might even delve into the big book a little bit, kind of depending. Um, you know, honesty is the principle behind step one, right? And in the beginning, what kind of honesty are we going for in the beginning? Well, you know, alcoholics aren't known for their honesty. And it isn't that we think that we're lying, it's that we don't know how. We literally think that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We do. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. It's almost like it's out of your own control. That we have no power over it. Weird. Weird. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. That'd be me. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching live or the rewatch. Not required. So, just a reminder, real quick. Here, I give my experience, strength, and hope. I have a shit ton of it. Well, mostly experience. Not all of it is strength and hope. Sometimes we learn from my mistakes too. But if you have a different experience than I, please feel free to post it. This isn't a one and done kind of thing. That's not how recovery works. It is not a one size fits all. Your recovery is your recovery, man. And how you decide to do it is entirely up to you. Okay. Now you might have a sponsor, and sponsorship has been coming up a lot lately. People have been questioning it, which I think is fantastic. I think it's fantastic that we are taking a relook at sponsorship. Okay. A sponsor does not get to tell somebody what to do. No. I've been hearing a lot lately. Sponsors saying, I will not sponsor you unless you do 90 meetings in 90 days. There's nowhere that doesn't say that in the big book. I ask that they do that, but life doesn't always work out that way for everybody. Right? Why do we do that? Personally, I think it's a I highly suggest it myself. I do. Right? But if you're going to go a couple weeks without me, yeah, there's a good chance that you're probably not going to, at least not in the beginning, right? But it's okay to look at these things. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to wonder about them. It's how we learn. It's how we learn, right? But let's keep in mind we can't tell each other what to do. And I'm partially saying that, reminding myself too. Oh yeah. I'll just say this stuff for you folks. I do it for me too. All right. Let's get to the rigorous honesty here. All right. Oh, but what I was saying, when there's a new person, what do we allow them? We allow them to be as honest as they can. And if an alcoholic can get to a point where they're like, I just don't know. I just don't know. Then that's a great place to start. I don't know anymore. What a great place to start. It's actually the best place to start for an alcoholic. But the very first honest thing we usually say is, my name's Dion and I'm an alcoholic, where we've accepted that. And all of its devastating weaknesses, not all of it are weaknesses. Those things turn into things. So it's 7/7/25. Reflection for the day. What a wonderful thing. What wonderful things could happen in my life if I could get rid of my natural impulse to justify my actions. That's the thing, is I feel the need to defend myself. I do. Do you not? Especially when somebody says something about me that just isn't true, good or bad, I feel the need to defend myself. And that's not something that I need to do anymore. I don't need to justify those things. I don't need to justify my anger. If I'm angry, it's because I'm angry. What am I going to do about it? What effort? Where am I going to put that effort? Am I going to put it into something destructive, or am I going to put it into something constructive? Those are my options. I'm an alcoholic. I don't get to work with the gray area. I get black and whites. That's what I get. It's black. It's white. It's dark. Who sings that one? I'll give you a hint. One of them's a Beatle. All right. It don't matter if you're black or white. Ooh. That ought to help you too. All right. Actually, I think I am singing the wrong song. That's actually purely Michael Jackson. Actually, I was wrong there, but Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson teamed up for a few songs. There's some good songs too. All right. Yeah, MJ and Michael Jackson. Oh yeah. The man in the mirror. All right. Man in the mirror is all about honesty. Yep. It's all about honesty. There's a song by Billy Joel called Honesty. And this guy says, honesty is hardly ever heard. You need to apply it today. Everything you see around you, do you feel like it's honest? Because it's not, is it? You know, when we make videos, look what this Karen is doing to me. She's yelling at me and berating me. We know that you're only showing half the video. We know it. Okay? Well, I guess not all of us know it. And remember, there's always a cameraman. All right? I'm going to tell you, you're going to get to a point in this program where you're being honest with yourself, and you're being so deeply honest with yourself that you start to see all the bullshit in the fucking world. And it might frustrate you. No, if not might, it's going to frustrate you. How come? Well, you know, how come everybody around is just so full of fucking shit? Well, welcome to the world, man. Not everybody, but you're going to see it. You will see it. If you are rigorously honest with yourself. Good morning, Amber. I don't know if you can see the chat, but Neil is listed as Nomadic Wizard today. Saw your message, then fucking forgot. That was quick. To forget pretty darn quick. All right. In honesty, is honesty so deeply repressed under layers of guilt that I can't release it to understand my motives? Being honest with ourselves isn't easy, right? So rigorous honesty is an inside honesty. It is an internal honesty. Okay? It does not go out. Well, unless you're, telling somebody the truth or whatever about what's going on. That is going out. But rigorous honesty starts internally. It starts with you. Because me being honest with myself is the only way that I'm going to make progress. The program will not work if we're not being honest with ourselves. But the problem is, I didn't know how to be honest with myself. I had to be taught that. It's not automatic in Dion. Okay. I don't know how non-alcoholics work, but call this cash register honesty. Let's say you're at the bank and you're getting ready to go up to the teller and you see a $50 bill on the ground. What are you going to do? We alcoholics have to think about this. Something inherently wrong. For most of us here, I already know the answer real quick. It's usually probably going to be pretty quick. I'm going to give it to the teller. Hey, somebody drop this. It's most likely what you're going to do. But if I was drinking, I don't know that would have been my action. I don't know that would have been my action. In fact, I can tell you now, in the past, it was not my action. I found a $50 bill sitting in front of a bank inside a Safeway. I snagged that motherfucker. Yeah, I was broke. I had a joyful day that day. Will I do that now? No. I'd have to give it up because that'll eat my ass up. That'll tear Dion apart. Yep, $50. And for me, it doesn't matter whether it's $20, $30, $5, $1 million, $100. The amount doesn't matter. The fact that I'm not being honest is what will fuck me up. I'll lose sleep over it. I will feel guilty. I will feel bad. Then I will feel the need to do something about it. Before, I could just drink it away and then I would forget. I don't have that. I don't have that anymore. That stopped working for me years ago. Even before I quit drinking, it just stopped working. It just started to make things worse. No longer was I able to avoid my feelings. In fact, they were being thrown in my fucking face. Yeah. And no amount of alcohol was taking it away anymore. right? So is honesty so deeply repressed? I don't know that it's repressed as much as not known. Naive. I was naive to the truth, and that's all it really comes down to. I don't need to put more stuff in front of it like deeply repressed layers of guilt. This isn't a therapy session. No. Shell says, recently I cashed a check and he gave me 100 too much. I walked away and thought about it and had to go back and tell him. Yeah. And damn, that felt good. See? Yeah. Is that God testing you? I doubt it, but is God watching? Oh yeah. It's your conscience. God doesn't even need to be watching. You're gonna know what you're doing. And at least that's how I see it. Right? Hell, for all I know, there's 20 million higher powers in existence. I don't know. Maybe one, maybe 10. See, I don't know. It's not for me to wonder anymore. I don't need to know. Faith, 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 faith. All right. So being honest with ourselves isn't easy. It's difficult to search out why I had this or that impulse, and more importantly, why I acted upon it. Why I had this or that. You know, I'm careful with my whys, because when I ask why, I'm usually arguing with God. What I'm looking for here is causes and conditions. We need to get to the root of the problem. Got to get to the root. Our problems are like pulling weeds. You got to get those roots too, man. You might have to get yourself a little trowel and dig on down, or a shovel and get deeper, or that sucker's going to grow back and fester, huh? Huh. Our problems are like weeds. Sometimes they do grow back and we have to re-pull them again. We have to do a spring cleaning, a 10th step, a 4th step, all right? So that we can get down to these causes and conditions. Hey, why I acted upon it. That's a condition to me. All right. Got to know how I tick. All right. Took me a long time to figure out a good portion of my triggers. I'm sure I don't know them all yet, but I am working on them. Because once I know that trigger is there, I can accept it. And by accepting it, I'm taking responsibility for my own triggers. And once I take responsibility for my own triggers, I can do something about them. Then I don't have to react. Reacting is not a requirement anymore. So nothing makes us feel so vulnerable as to give up the crutch of the alibi. Yet my willingness to be vulnerable will go a long way toward helping me grow in the program. Am I becoming more aware that self-deception multiplies my problems? Well, no shit. No shit. Sorry, I'm being a smartass. I tend to forget what to meet. See, that's just common sense. But not common sense to everybody. See, that's the thing. Your common sense might be different than my common sense. I tend to forget not everybody knows what I know. It's just I've heard it so many times, I tend to assume that everybody knows. And I say assume because that is an assumption and not a fair one. So I tend to over-explain. But sometimes I find things so straightforward, I'm like, okay. Yay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then we're probably gonna do I've got an idea. May God remove my urge to make excuses. Help me face up to the realities that surface when I'm honest with myself. All right. Now, honesty isn't just about all the bad things. You got to be honest with you about the good things too, man. And you think looking at the bad things are hard. Oh, you're about to find out how much self-esteem you really, really, truly have. Do you accept the good things in your life too? Can you accept the fact that you are a child of God that knows how to save other people's lives? Have you accepted that? Have you started sponsoring? If you can sponsor yet, have you started reaching out, helping people, maybe taking those chances? You can do it. You can do it. I had a sponsor yesterday talking in a meeting, and he was saying it. Now, my sponsor, he covers every little thing, and I don't know that I can do. You don't have to sponsor like your sponsor. You're not me. I'm not you. Right? That's why I have all these little notes in here. Think I know it all? No, I got notes. That continue to remind me. It's all in here. Things are underlined, then they remind me, and I'm like, oh, that's right. We're supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be doing that. Right? And they'll do great. Right? But I'm not going to leave it at that. If they're working with somebody and they're sponsoring someone and they got a question, then they can ask me. And then what? Then there's even more support, you know? Yes, I help my sponsees sponsor sponsees. Absolutely, I do. It's part of the fellowship. I don't always have the answer. That's okay. Help me to know, as certainly as the day follows sunrise, that my difficulties will be lessened if I can only trust his will. Today, I will remember I will be willing to do God's will. Willing to do God's will. I bet AI is going to tell us the same stuff it always tells us. You watch. Why is it so important for an alcoholic to have rigorous honesty? Let's go to some AI and see what we get. Self-awareness and acceptance, promoting accountability, building trust. Yes, same thing. All right, let's cover it. Rigorous honesty is crucial for an alcoholic in recovery because it fosters self-awareness, which is the big one, builds trust. Okay. A rigorous honesty means this: your actions now match your words, because alcoholics are contradictory people. How many times did you hear you contradict yourself all the time? You contradict yourself all the time. Oh, fuck, I do. No, I don't. And you don't even see it, do you? Now you're sober looking at it, you're like, oh, fuck. It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to do that anymore. Promotes accountability and helps break the cycle of denial and relapse. Honesty allows individuals to confront the reality of their addiction, taking responsibility for actions, and build healthy relationships necessary for sustained sobriety. Okay, here's a situation: somebody calls you, said that I really want to go drink. All right. Do you think that the wanting to go drink is the problem? Do you think that's the problem? No, you don't. See, you know better than this now. Your next question is going to be why. What's going on that makes you want to drink? That's the next thing you're going to ask. It makes sense, right? And now we're going to get down to it. If we say, oh, you don't want to drink, you got so much to live for, so much to die for. Sorry, breaking into Destroyer by the Kinks. So much to live for, so much to die for, self-deception. All right. Can't sing too long, they'll cut my video. All right. So you talk to that person, you're not gonna be like, you got all this, you don't want to go drink. No, you're gonna be like, why? What happened? What happened that made you want to go drink? Because see, we now know that there was an external force that probably triggered them, and now they're not sure what to do with it, so they want to go drink. But the first thing that I would point out is you're already doing something different. You called me. You're already doing something different. So we're going to encourage, and then we're going to try and get to the problem. What happened? Well, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was driving home from fucking work. Everybody's cutting me off, this and that. And it might be a bunch of little things, because it's the little things that kill, because we don't deal with the little things. We tend to ignore the little things. Do not ignore them. It isn't the big things that kill. It's the little things that kill. They add up, and they add up quickly. Don't try and make your problems sizable. Prioritize them and then take care of them. There is no problem too big or too small. And it's not a problem until I decide that it's a problem. Before that, it's an opportunity to demonstrate his omnipotence. But if I turn it into a problem, that part's going to be gone. But I can always go back. I can always go back to that. Start my day over. Do something. Go help another alcoholic and switch it back to what does God want in this situation. So self-awareness and acceptance. Without self-awareness, without awareness and acceptance, nothing ever gets done. You have to be aware of the problem. Then you have to accept the problem. Now you can do something about it. That is the process. Admitting the truth about one's addictions, its impact, and taking responsibility are essential steps in recovery. Honesty helps an individual acknowledge to their problems and begin the process of healing. Let's take therapy into account. The only way that therapy is going to work is through honesty. It won't work any other way. Even if your therapist knows that you are lying, they are not going to say much. Well, it depends on the therapist. They might confront you. They might confront you on it at the appropriate time. They might say things like, do you think you might have a problem with alcohol? Do you think maybe you're drinking a little too much? They'll keep it real light. And they're trying to get you somewhere, because they know that if you say you're an alcoholic, now we can do something with it. Now we can do something with it. Yeah. Promoting accountability. No alcoholic will ever stay sober without accountability, ever. It just isn't going to work. Even on a dry drunk, you had some minimal amount of accountability, because you were trying to prove to these people you can stay sober. So maybe you weren't even in the program, but that accountability kept you sober for a while. It can happen. I've seen it happen. It may have happened to you. The accountability, all the accountability was, though, was staying sober. It didn't have anything to do with anything else. But accountability is the number one way to get an alcoholic and keep an alcoholic sober. Right? Being honest, even when it's difficult, means taking ownership of past actions, admitting mistakes, and committing to making amends. This fosters accountability and personal responsibility, which are crucial for sustained recovery. I'm also going to tell you this, all of this together, you're going to sleep a lot better with honesty in your life. That's what keeps us up at night, the dishonesty, the lying, the cheating, the stealing. Whether it's us or somebody else, it's those things that keep us up at night. Not me. I sleep like a fucking baby, just so you know. I have no problem getting to sleep. It's the waking up. Why? Because sleeping and dreaming is part of my escape now. I used to hate them. I had PTSD, and they ended like a year ago now. It's great. Loved it. Freedom. Now I'm having regular dreams. They're kind of an escape for me. I live in a totally different world in my dreams. I do. All right. Breaking the cycle of denial and relapse. Addiction often thrives on denial. Honesty helps break through this denial, allowing individuals to seek help and support. By being honest, individuals can also identify potential triggers for relapse and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Now, you might run into somebody that seems like they want to get sober. You're going to run into them. They don't. I'll tell you what it is. It's the frothy emotional appeal. It's the attention, because bad attention is better than no attention. And they know that people in AA have love tolerance, and that we tolerate more than what other people are going to do, because we've been there before. They know that. But sooner or later, they will disappear, find another group in order to do it, and they will continue that behavior. I see it all the time. Right? Doesn't mean stop helping. You'll find that balance. You'll find that balance. All right. So, protecting relationships. Recovery is not just about stopping substance use. It is also about rebuilding relationships damaged by addiction. Honesty is essential for making amends and repairing the damage caused by past dishonesty. Yeah, if we go to make an amends and we can't even be honest about what we did, that person may not take it. Then why would that person? Okay. If what you did is not included in your amends, they may not take it. Right. But we got to be careful in the amends about getting into particulars. You got to be careful about that. Particulars start fights. Remember that one time I did this to you. Right, when I did my grudge list, and then I got to write my grudge, my resentment. I only got one line to write. And why did my sponsor do that? Because if he gave me more than one line to write, I would have wrote an autobiography about one person. It would take me forever to get done, especially me. Well, not just, I know for me, it would have taken a while, because I remember everything everybody did to me. I remember it. And I would go through it, right? So I'm going to use my mom as an example. My mom and I get along great. We have healed. We both have alcoholism, so we both fucked up. All right. So I could have been mad, my mom did this to me. My mom put me away. My mom did this. My mom did that. But what it came down to was I felt like I was treated different than the other children. That's what it was. It had nothing to do with anything in particular. It had to do with the fact that I was treated differently. And why was I treated differently? Because I was different. I'm still different to this day in that family. I'm still the odd duck. Okay. I wouldn't go as far to say I'm the black sheep anymore. I've worked very, very hard on my boundaries, and I do not accept anything less than honesty and trust and truth and loyalty. Absolutely. Respect. These are the things that I work with now. All right. Rebuilding self-esteem. What did I bring up earlier? See, dishonesty isn't just about the bad things. You ever have somebody give you a compliment and you gave an excuse for it? Yeah, you did. You're an alcoholic and you have low self-esteem. I already know that. We come with it. It's one of our similarities. So this, I find it funny that we'll call it a we program until it's inconvenient. And then people are like, well, you got to use I statements. No, this is a we fucking program, my folks. We all have low self-esteem. Did you come skipping into AA? No, you did not. Did you come into AA willingly? No, you did not. Willingness was developed once you got here. You were willing to walk through the door. You were willing to take another chance, but you didn't want to go to AA. I knew what AA was all about, and I knew what it would do for me, and I still did not want to go back, even though I knew the life it would give me, because I had been there before. That's the part about alcoholism I do not understand, and I will not sit around and ask God why and waste everybody's time. All right, so rebuilding self-esteem. Addiction erodes self-worth. By being honest and taking responsibility, individuals can start to rebuild their self-esteem and regain trust in themselves. Okay, let me tell you something. Trust in yourself is imperative. Nobody around you is going to trust you until you trust yourself. They can't. It's not possible. If you do not trust yourself, nobody can trust you. You can't transmit something you do not have. How do you get self-esteem? Well, number one, by being honest. Do esteemable things. Help other people. That'll bring up your self-esteem. Therapy is a great place to go to build self-esteem. Once you can be honest with a therapist, they can help you with those things. They can. All right, that's going to be it for this one. I hope everybody has a great day. This is my day off. I take Sundays and Mondays off. So, yeah. Not sure what I'm going to do. But there's plenty to be done. I'll get something done. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And have a day.